Public Health, Alabama and Louisiana, about 3 minutes from first pitch. Here as we wrap up the 2025 Spring Break Showdown, the starting lineups are presented by Alabama Power. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama Power, power for a better Alabama. Louisiana enters today's game at 12-9 overall, 0-4 in true road games. They are now on a one-game win streak. They beat Iowa earlier today by a final score of 3-0. Leading things off is Maddie Hayden, the center fielder. Left fielder Kayla Falterman will play left field and bat second. Batting third is Cecilia Vasquez, the shortstop. Batting fourth, Laney Crater, the designated player. Sam Rowe, first base, batting fifth. Aaron Arduin, the right fielder, will bat sixth. Batting seventh is Savannah White, and catching. Batting eighth is Mia Norwood, the third baseman. And Mia Liscano, second baseman, will bat ninth for Allison Habits and the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. They'll be facing in the circle for the Crimson Tide, the right-handed senior from Bunn, North Carolina, the transfer from UNCW, Emily Winstead. Winstead on the year with a 1.65 ERA and a 6-0 record, making her 13th appearance and 4th start of the season. She's pitched 29 2/3 innings, 18 hits, 10 runs, 7 earned, 5 walks, and 28 strikeouts. Opponents batting 173 against Winstead on the year. The defensive alignment for the Crimson Tide will be Vandegrift in left, White in center, Pruitt in right, Marceau at third, Hawkins at short, Evelyn at second, Dukeshire at first, with Valentine catching. Winstead Papillo is a designated player. That concludes the Alabama Softball pregame report presented by the Alabama Department of Public Health. First pitch is next here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Emily Winstead finishing up her warm-up pitches, about ready to get underway with Alabama and Louisiana. The first inning is presented by the Alabama Department of Public Health. Crimson Tide fans are reminded to stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations, including respiratory virus vaccines. Vaccinations against these viruses are important for everyone, so don't wait. Vaccinate. First pitch from Emily Winstead is low for ball one to the center fielder, Maddie Hayden, and we are underway here with the final game of the 2025 Spring Break Showdown. Bama won game one between these two teams yesterday, 3-0. As that pitch comes in low, 2 balls and no strikes now on Hayden, who's batting .379, 25 of 66, 18 runs scored with a double and 5 RBIs. Yesterday was 1 for 2 with a walk. And I believe Winstead might have been called for a illegal pitch on that second pitch, and Lance and Mann has come out and talking with our third base umpire Tanya Cash to find out what the issue was. That umpiring crew, Marty Abazishan, is behind home plate with Aaron Golden at first and Tanya Cash, the third base umpire, a veteran crew here for this final game. The 2-0. Chopper to short. Hawkins makes a stop in the throw, and there's one gone. That will bring up now Kayla Falterman, left-handed left fielder. Falterman batting .434. 23 of 53, 16 runs scored with 3 doubles and 9 RBIs on the year. First pitch is in there for a called strike. Falterman was 0 for 2 yesterday, facing Jocelyn Brisky. Brisky picking up her first complete game shutout of her career in the win yesterday over Louisiana. So that one's slap foul, 0-2. Risky picked up another win earlier today against Iowa. And now the thought is, for the Crimson Tide, who is going to be that number 2 in conference play next weekend? The 0-2. Got a piece, stays alive at 0-2. And Emily Winstead certainly has pitched well enough to maybe claim that spot. But she's done a lot of it in relief, getting the start here in this game. See how she does against a quality Louisiana team. Slapped and missed. 4-strike 3 by Falchman. And the first strikeout of the day by Winstead. Quickly, there's 2 gone for the Ragin' Cajuns here in the top of the first. Alabama leads the all-time series 11-6 over the Ragin' Cajuns after yesterday's 3-0 win. First pitch to Cecilia Vasquez is in there for a called strike. Vasquez is batting .345, 20 of 58, 10 runs scored with 4 doubles, 2 homers, and 22 runs driven in. Foul tipped in the glove, 0-2. Those 2 homers leads the team for Louisiana, not a power hitting squad. They like to get on base and then cause chaos on the base paths. The 0-2 is high and tight, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Tide now 99-12 all time against the current makeup of the Sun Belt Conference. 1-2. That is a fly ball to shallow right. Evelyn lost it momentarily at deep second, but then picked it back up. She makes the catch for out number 3 to retire the side. And the Ragin' Cajuns go down in order here in the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left. We move to the bottom of the first. Louisiana nothing. Alabama coming to bat here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Here's the starting lineup for the Crimson Tide, who are 19-6 entering today's ball game, 12-1 here at the Rhodes House, and are riding a 13-game win streak overall. Leading things off is Audrey Vandergrift, the left fielder. Larissa Pruitt, the right fielder, will bat second. Batting third is Abby Dukesher, first baseman. Designated player Lex Papillo will bat fourth. Batting fifth is Callie Hevlin, the second baseman. Kenny Marceau getting the start here today at third base, batting sixth. Batting seventh, shortstop Salyn Hawkins. Riley Valentine is catching, batting 8th, and Kristen White, the center fielder, will bat 9th. They're facing the circle for Louisiana. Right-hand senior from Reno, Nevada, the transfer from the University of Nevada, Tyra Clary. Clary's first pitch is low for ball 1 to Vandegrift. Clary on the year with a .315 ERA, a 2-2 record, 6th appearance and 5th start. She has 1 complete game. She's pitched 20 innings. Vandegrift takes a strike. I don't know, she might not have pulled back the bunt in time. 1-1. 20 innings pitched, 23 hits, 10 runs, 9 earned, 12 walks, 11 strikeouts. Opponents batting .295 against Clary. The 1-1. A bit outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Vandegrift batting .449, 31 of 69, 24 runs scored, 3 doubles, 2 triples, a homer, and 14 RBIs. Leads the nation with 30 stolen bases. Swings and misses there, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vandegrift was 1 for 3 yesterday against the Cajuns. 1 for 4 with a strikeout earlier today against Iowa. That one comes in low, and the count's full, 3-2. That one comes in too high for ball 4, and Audrey Vandergrift draws the leadoff walk here in the first inning. Defensively for the Ragin' Cajuns, Falterman is in left, Hayden in center, Arduin in right, Norwood at third, Vasquez at short, Liscano at second, Rowe at first, with White behind the plate catching Clary. Crater is the DP. So we'll see if Vandergrift takes off here with Larissa Pruitt at the plate. First pitch. Vandergrift does go. The pitch is a strike, and sliding in safely with her 31st stolen base of the season is the freshman, Audrey Vandergrift. Pruitt batting .368, 25 of 68, 20 runs scored with 4 doubles, a triple, a homer, and 17 RBIs. Was 0 for 2 with a walk against Louisiana yesterday. The 0-1, that bunt is foul. No balls and 2 strikes. .70 degrees at first pitch. Cloudy skies, the wind blowing in. That ball is fouled off at the plate. We'll do it again, no balls and 2 strikes. Another 0-2. That one is low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Pruitt lines it back to the pitcher, who will make the catch. Clary does, but Vandergrift not too far off second base. She dives back without a throw. And Larissa Pruitt has her tough luck continue here. Another hard hit ball, but unfortunately right at the pitcher. Clary made the stop. It kind of rolled up her glove a little, or her arm out of her glove, but she held on to it to make the catch. With 1 out now, Abby Ducher steps in. First pitch to Duke. Hits the outside corner for a called strike. Ducher batting .429, 21 of 49, 12 runs scored, 6 doubles, 2 homers, 10 RBIs. Played an inning of defense, but did not get an at-bat in game number 1 of the day. Called strike, 0-2. Against Louisiana yesterday was 1 for 1 with 2 walks. Ducher lines that one foul. Count remains, no balls and 2 strikes. Dimensions here at the Rhodes House, 200 down the lines, 220 to straightaway center field, 6-foot wall all the way around in the outfield. Ducher with a fly ball to center. Vandergrift will go back and tag up from second as Hayden makes the catch. Vandergrift will slide in safely ahead of the throw. So the fly out does move the runner to third, but there's 2 away for the designated player, Lex Papillo. Papillo batting .358, 24 of 67, 15 runs scored, 4 doubles, a triple, 5 homers, and 22 runs driven in. First pitch is a called strike. The 0-1, Papillo lines this to left. That's going to fall for a base hit. Audrey Vandergrift comes in to score, and that is an RBI single. Going opposite way for Lex Papillo, and the Crimson Tide takes an early 1-0 lead. And Lex Papillo now pulls back ahead in the RBI race. She has 23 on the year, 1 ahead for the team lead. of Callie Hevlin, who is now the batter. First pitch. That's a ground ball to third off the third baseman's glove, and that's going to stay on the infield, but everyone's going to be safe. Runners now on first and second with 2 outs. Norwood ranged to her left. Got a glove on it. Vasquez kept it on the infield, but we'll see how it's scored. It was a hard hit ball. It's an early meeting in the circle. It's going to be a single for Hevlin. So runners now on first and second with 2 outs. Alabama already leads at 1-0. An opportunity for Kennedy Marceau to add to this lead here. Marceau batting .375, 9 of 24, 6 runs scored with 2 doubles, 2 homers, and 8 RBIs. Did not play against Louisiana in game 1 yesterday. Got a pinch hit, but struck out her only at bat earlier today against Iowa. Clary looks in, and the first pitch to Marceau. That's lined right back up the middle. That's down for a base hit in the right center field gap. 1 run will score, and Marceau is going to be out trying to stretch it into a double. Papillo does score. That run will count, and Alabama takes a 2-0 lead here in the first inning. Good throw from the outfield for Louisiana to get Marceau at second. But Alabama takes a 2-0 lead for the Tide here in the first. 2 runs on 3 hits, there were no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We played an inning. Alabama leads at 2-0 over Louisiana here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field. The second inning is presented by the Bryant Museum, located on the UA campus just across from Coleman Coliseum, open every day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. except Mondays. Access online at bryantmuseum.com. Alabama with a 2-0 lead over Louisiana as we head to the top of the second inning. The first pitch to Laney Crater is in there for a called strike. 4-5-6 up for the Cajuns here in the second inning, trying to answer back after Alabama's 2 runs in the bottom of the second. That's a ground ball to first. Dukeshire makes a stop, steps on the bag, and there's 1 gone. We'll bring up the first baseman, Sam Rowe. Rowe batting .230, 14 of 61, 6 runs scored with 2 doubles, a triple, a homer, and 6 RBIs. First pitch, a called strike. Rowe yesterday against Alabama was 0 for 3. The 0-1, it's a bit outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. comes in too low, 2-1. Alabama's head coach is Patrick Murphy in his 27th season as the Alabama head man. The 2-1. Just misses, 3-1. The Alabama head coaching record, 1,296 victories, 381 losses, a 773 winning percentage for the national champion and Hall of Famer. The 3-1 is a ground ball back up the middle on the second hop. Hawkins makes a stop, and the throw for out number 2. That one just got past Winstead, and probably a good thing she wasn't able to get more of her glove on it than she did, if she got anything on it at all, because Hawkins was in a good spot to be able to make that stop and throw, which she did. There's 2 outs now for Aaron Ardoin. First pitch. Excuse me, it's Ardoin. That one's fouled away. 4 strike 1. Ardoin batting .286. 6 of 21, 5 runs scored with a double, a triple, and 3 RBIs. Did not play against Alabama yesterday. Slaps this one to third. The second hop, Marceau makes a stop in the throw, but it's not going to be in time. And perfectly placed slap is the first base hit of the ball game for Louisiana here with 2 outs. Nothing Marceau could really do about that one. It was not hit very hard and got a high bounce. Ardoin stands on first with 2 outs for the catcher, Savannah White. First pitch is a called strike. White batting .214, 9 of 42, 7 runs scored with 4 doubles and 4 RBIs on the year. That one just misses, 1-1. White was 0 for 3 yesterday against the Tide. Caleb Rose, the assistant coach for the Crimson Tide. Lance McMahon's the pitching coach. That one's right down the middle for a called strike. Adam Arbor, the hitting coach, coordinator of player development, Ryan Iamurray, director of softball operations, Jaden Spencer, athletic trainer, AC Atinka. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Foul tipped into the glove, and the 2-out single does nothing for the Ragin' Cajuns here in the second. Second strikeout of the day by Emily Winstead ends the inning here in the second. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Alabama here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The second inning is presented by the Bryant Museum, located on the UA campus just across from Coleman Coliseum. Open every day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. except Mondays. Access online at bryantmuseum.com. We head to the home half of the second inning. Alabama with a 2-0 lead over Louisiana. Due up for the Tide here in the third. It'll be Hawkins, Valentine, and White. 7-8-9 against Tyra Clary in the circle for Louisiana. Crimson Tide got 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning, behind RBIs by Alexa Pillow and Kennedy Marceau. And now Salem Hawkins to lead things off here in the second. Hawkins batting .286. First pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. 12 of 42 with 11 runs scored, a double, and 3 RBIs. Hawkins was 1 for 3 against the Cajuns yesterday. The 0-1 fouls that one off. No balls and 2 strikes. Finishing off the sports staff for the Crimson Tide, the strength and conditioning coach is Michelle Diltz. Sports information director, Nathan Sheehan. Video director is Scott Moyer. Stu Moore is the equipment manager, and the photographer is Kent Gidley. The 0-2, Hawkins fouls it away. For the Ragin' Cajuns, their first-year head coach is former Alabama Associate Head Coach Allison Habit. She's in her first season back at her alma mater in Lafayette. It's been 25 years as Patrick Murphy's right hand, as that one misses a little bit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Assistant coaches, Shelly Landry, former Alabama great Lacey Prejean, and Shelby Sunseri. The 1-2, Hawkins grounds this one to short. Charging in and making the stop is Vasquez. The throw's in time, and there's one gone. That will bring up the catcher, Riley Valentine. On TV right now on the SEC Network Plus, they're showing a picture of Allison Habits with Jenna Johnson, who is doing color commentary on the SEC Network Plus with Gray Robertson, as that one misses outside for ball 1. I'm sure Jenna has all sorts of stories with Coach Alley. And some of them might even have something to do with softball. That one's a ground ball up the middle. The stop made. The throw is going to be just in time from Lascano for the second out of the inning. So 2 out, nobody on now for the center fielder, Kristen White. White batting .347, 17 of 49, 18 runs scored with 4 RBIs. White went 0 for 2 against the Cajuns yesterday. Earlier today against Iowa, K-Dub was 1 for 3 with a run scored. First pitch is in there for a called strike. Alabama in the all dark gray uniforms again. The anthracite unis, jerseys, dark gray with the Alabama retro logo on it. That one is bunted foul at the plate, 0-2. Gray pants and crimson socks. Louisiana in the all whites, white jerseys with red sleeves, Ragin' Cajuns in block lettering across the chest, white pants, and red socks. The 0-2 comes in low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alabama travels to Mobile on Tuesday for a matchup with South Alabama. That's the next broadcast for Alabama softball. 4:45 the airtime, 5 o'clock the first pitch between the Tide and the Jaguars. Ground ball through for a base hit. Slapped right back up the middle by Kristen White past the diving Vasquez. And Kristen White keeps the inning alive with a 2-out single, turns the lineup over for Audrey Vandegrift. Elsewhere on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, they're about to go to a second overtime. No, they are not. Excuse me. Mark Sears with a buzzer-beating jump shot, and the Crimson Tide beats Auburn in overtime, 93-91. As the crowd has just seen it. Everyone watching it on their phones. As the Crimson Tide, a 93-91 win in overtime over the Auburn Tigers. Audrey Vandegrift now up in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. She walked and scored her first time. That one is a touch outside, 3-0. Broom for Auburn made a 3-pointer with 15 seconds left to tie that game up at 91, and Mark Sears, a buzzer beater, to beat the Tigers 93-91. Called strike, 3-1 now on Audrey Vandegrift. So just as we all kind of thought, Alabama and Auburn splitting the two games. But not as we thought. They both run their road games. That's a fly ball to center, and that's going to be caught on the run by Hayden for out number 3 to retire the side. But Alabama holds on to a 2-0 lead through 2 for the Tide here in the second. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We played 2. It's 2-0 Crimson Tide here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The third inning is presented by Bojangles, the new and improved Bojangles app. Bring the flavor to your tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and fixings by downloading the Bojangles app to order ahead for tailgates and whenever it's bow time. It's not a tailgate without Bojangles. We head to the third. It's Alabama 2, Louisiana nothing, due up for the Ragin' Cajuns here in the third inning. It will be 8-9-1, Norwood, Lascano, and Hayden against Emily Winstead, who's pitched well through 2 innings, giving up the 1 hit and no runs. Mia Norwood, the third baseman, to lead things off. Norwood batting .200, getting just her 3rd start of the season in 6 games she's appeared in. She's 2 of 10 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. First pitch misses for ball 1. Also elsewhere on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, you of course have the jovial post game right now. So that one's a fly ball to shallow right field on the run, and a diving catch made by Callie Hevlin in foul ground. She gets up with a big smile on her face, laughing with Larissa Pruitt for the first out of the inning. That was a long run for Callie Hevlin, but she was able to make that catch and get the first out of the inning back. That will bring up the 9-hole hitter, Mia Lascano. Ground ball to short, and Salem Hawkins commits her first error of the weekend. And she's pointing to herself. My bad totally is that one. She just took her eye off it momentarily with Lascano's speed. Knew she had to hurry to make the stop in the throw, and ball just ate her up. So the E6 puts a runner on first with 1 out. Back to top of the order, Maddie Hayden. She's 0 for 1. She grounded out her first time. But you have the jovial post game. Chris Stewart, Brian Passing, having a great time down on the Plains. No balls and 2 strikes now on Hayden. Again, Alabama men's basketball goes on the road to finish up the regular season and gets a 93-91 overtime win. The last-second buzzer beater shot by Mark Sears. The 0-2. Ground ball, and that's knocked down by Hawkins on the backhand, but won't have a play. That's going to be an infield single by Hayden, and now the Cajuns have runners on first and second with 1 out. Bama baseball is underway. Elsewhere on the Crimson Tide Sports Network as well. They're in the bottom of the first. No score between Alabama and Presbyterian. Bama got the 10-0 7-inning win yesterday over the Blue Hose. But here, Kayla Falterman will be the batter. She struck out her first time. The Ragin' Cajuns threatening the runners on first and second. The first pitch is called strike 0-1. Definitely be looking for Falterman maybe to lay something down here. That one comes in a bit low, 1-1. I know there's one out, and I don't think she's going to try to do it sacrificially. I think she's going to try to do it to get on base herself. The 1-1. And that is a chopper to first. They'll throw to first to get the out. Dukeshire was crashing in, made the stop, turned around, threw it to Hevlin, covering from second to get the out. So it will go down as a sacrifice, but she was trying to get on base. Moves the runners, and there's two gone. For the shortstop, Cecilia Vasquez. She popped out her first time. And pops up here in foul ground. Valentine will give it a look, but it will get out of play about 3 rows deep. No balls and a strike. Speaking of jovial shows, there'll be one Monday at Hey Coach, the 0-1. Line back up the middle, that's down for a base hit. 1 run will score, here comes the second one, and that's a 2 RBI single for Cecilia Vasquez. And the error does come around to hurt the Crimson Tide here in the third, and we're tied up at 2. The Raging Cajuns got an extra out, and they took advantage here in the third to tie things up. Lainey Crater will be the batter now. She's 0 for 1. She grounded out her first time. First pitch. High and away, ball 1. Be sure to catch Hey Coach, the Nate Oates Show, presented by Alpha Insurance, live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa, Monday nights, 6 to 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. That one misses low, 2 balls and no strikes. In addition to that, Crimson Tide Sports Network coverage continues with Crimson Drive Thursday afternoons on all Crimson Tide Sports Network social media outlets. 2-0. Low 3-0. Crimson Drive is live each Thursday at 2 p.m. Central Time, so be sure to join host Roger Hoover for the latest on Alabama athletics. Also, the booth cam is available today on all Crimson Tide Sports Network social media outlets, as that one comes in low for ball 4. So now runners on first and second and 2 outs. And Lancet Mann's going to come out and see what's going on with Emily Winstead. As a little bit of the control has been lost here. 4-pitch walk to Lainey Crater after the 2 RBI single, tying things up. Lance, always the calming influence, coming out to talk with Emily Winstead. Riley Valentine. Riley will head back behind the plate with Sam Rowe stepping in. The Florida transfer is 0 for 1, grounded out her first time. First pitch, low and in for ball 1. Bama does have a couple of people warming up in the bullpen, Ailey Johnson and Caitlin Riley. The 1-0. High, 2 balls and no strikes. (2-0). 3 balls and no strikes. 7 straight balls thrown by Winstead here. The 3-0 is a called strike on the inside edge. 3-1. The 3-1 pitch is low for ball 4. The ball gets away from Valentine, but the runners were moving anyway, so now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. The back-to-back walks for the right fielder, Aaron Arduin. She singled her first time. First pitch. Popped up, foul ground. It will get out of play, 0-1. Alabama and Louisiana tied up at 2. And the Cajuns have the bases loaded with 2 outs here in the top of the third. The 0-1. Popped up on the infield. Second base side. There to make the catch is Hevlin for out number 3 to retire the side. And the Raging Cajuns leave them loaded here in the third, but are able to tie things up as they get 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 3 runners left on. We move to the bottom of the third inning. It's 2-2, Alabama and Louisiana here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. We head to the home half of the third inning. Alabama and Louisiana knotted up at 2. Due up for the Tide here in the third. It'll be Pruitt, Dukeshire, and Papillo, 2, 3, 4. Tyra Clary back out for her third inning of work for the Cajuns. First pitch is low for ball 1. The third inning is presented by Bojangles and the new and improved Bojangles app. Bring the flavor to your tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and fixings by downloading the Bojangles app to order ahead for tailgates whenever it's bow time. It's not a tailgate without Bojangles. Pruitt with a ground ball to first. Rowe makes the stop and wins the race to the bag for the first out of the inning. That will now bring up the first baseman, Abby Dukeshire. Dukeshire's over 1 with a fly out. First pitch, called strike. Now time for a scoreboard update brought to you by the Out of the Box Podcast. Check out the latest episode of the Out of the Box Podcast, part of the Softball America Podcast Network, wherever you get your podcasts. The 0-1, fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes. Give us a follow at outofthebox_pod on X. Like, subscribe, and share. Had a great episode with Madison Shipman this past week. We'll have the announcement on X coming up tomorrow on who will be our guest here this week. As that pitch comes in low, 1-2. Podcast hosted by myself and broadcast partner Gray Robertson. Over there on the SEC Network Plus here today is Gray. The 1-2, Dukeshire lines this to center, but it's going to stay up too long. Hayden's there. She'll make the catch for out number 2. As Dukeshire hit that one well, but unfortunately right at the center fielder. 2 gone now for Lex Papillo, designated player, who had an RBI single and scored her first time. Give you those scoreboard updates here momentarily. 2 out, nobody on in the bottom of the third. 2-2, Alabama and Louisiana, as that pitch is in there for a strike. They're now in the top of the second. Elsewhere on the network, Bama baseball, no score between Alabama and Presbyterian. As we mentioned, Bama men's basketball gets the 93-91 win in overtime over Auburn down on the Plains. That one is low, 1-1 on a buzzer beater by Mark Sears. Final from Athens. In 9 innings, the 1-1 pitch. Capillo takes it low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Georgia with a walk-off 4-3 win over Tennessee. An RBI single by Ellison. That one is lined to left. That's down for a base hit. Les Capillo now 2 for 2 on the day with 2 opposite field singles. The transfer from Northern Iowa keeps the inning alive with a 2-out single. And we'll bring up Callie Hevlin. Callie singled her first time up. First pitch is low for ball 1. So Tennessee and Georgia split the first 2 games of that series. Rubber match coming up tomorrow. The 1-0 called strike 1-1. Kentucky with a 5-4 win over Missouri. In game 2 of that series, they will go for a sweep tomorrow over the Tigers. 2-1 is outside. Excuse me, 1-1 is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. They're in the bottom of the first in College Station. Florida with a 4 spot in the top of the first. They've taken a 4-0 lead over the Aggies after the Aggies walked them off yesterday. Heaven with a ground ball to third. Stop made by Norwood going to her knees. The throw's in time, and that'll do it for Alabama here in the third. And the Crimson Tide unable to respond after Louisiana tied things up in the top of the third. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We played 3. It's Louisiana 2, Alabama 2 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field. Alabama and Louisiana as we head to the top of the 4th inning. The 4th inning is presented by Nukes. At Nukes, your food is always made to order in an open kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Visit them locally on University Boulevard or order online at nukes.com. Nukes is a proud supporter of Alabama softball. Bottom of the order due up for the Ragin' Cajuns here in the 4th. White, Norwood, and Liscano taking on Emily Winstead back out for her 4th inning of work for the Crimson Tide. Winstead has gone 3 innings, given up 3 hits, 2 runs that were both unearned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts, 46 pitches and 29 strikes. Thrown by the UNCW transfer who got out of a jam in the 3rd, allowed those 2 runs that were both unearned. And Louisiana loaded the bases in the 3rd, but got a pop out from Aaron Arduin to end that 3rd inning and strand the bases loaded. And now she'll be back out for her 4th inning of work. Overall, 2 runs on 5 hits, an error, and 3 left for Alabama. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 4 left for Louisiana. Other scores featuring SEC teams. currently underway. Everything else is a final, actually, excuse me. Coming up a little bit later on, you have Auburn at Mississippi State and Arkansas at Ole Miss. That's the first game of the Saturday, Sunday, Monday series in Starkville, and Ole Miss 1-game win against Arkansas. And we'll look to try to clinch the series here today in Oxford. Finals, Texas beat Merrimack 10-1 in 5 innings. It was LSU 10-0 over Minnesota in 5 innings in Baton Rouge. And Texas run-ruled Oakland 13-0 in 5 innings. Savannah White is the batter, and the first pitch is fouled away for strike 1. White struck out her first time. White is a graduate from Wicks, Arkansas, the transfer from Campbell. Top 25 games today, not involving SEC teams. That one's fouled away, 0-2. They're in the top of the 5th. Florida State with a 3-2 lead over Oregon State. Seminoles yesterday beat Oregon State but lost to Oregon. The 0-2's outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 2nd, no score between Stanford and Syracuse. Coming up later, Northern Colorado at Nebraska. Sacramento State, UCLA. 1-2, bounces in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Interesting matchup. It's game number 2 of the series in Tucson, UCF and Arizona. The Golden Knights got a win yesterday in an upset over the Wildcats. That one's fouled away. We'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oregon and Oregon State will be matching up in the Jane Sanders Classic. That also includes Florida State. And then UCLA and San Diego State coming up later. That one's fouled away. White barely got a piece, stays alive, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Finals in the ACC, Virginia Tech beat Virginia 6-1. Duke over Clemson 5-3. So Tech wins that series, will go for the sweep. And Duke and Clemson tied up at 1 game apiece in their 3-game series. That's a slow roller to short. Hawkins will have to hurry. The throw is just in time to get White for out number 1. And I think, yeah, the Cajuns are going to ask for a replay review.
Ruling on field is now to first base. Louisiana is challenging that ruling. Previous play is under further review.
So White, the catcher speed. So I think anybody else would probably have been safe easily because Hawkins had to wait an extra beat to field that ball. And as we're looking at the replay review, the Cajuns might have beat it out. The question you're going to have is whether or not White actually got her foot on the bag. With her last lunge, she lunged at it, but she might have hit short of the bag. Lacey Prejean, the first base coach for Louisiana, definitely thinks she's safe, and yeah, her toe is on that bag, so I think she is going to be safe on this replay review. Here comes Marty Abzetian to let us know about it.
After review, the ruling at first base is changed. The runner is safe.
And yep, Savannah White was able to beat it out. Infield single for White. And the leadoff man is on for the Ragin' Cajuns here in the top of the 4th with Mia Norwood, the batter. She fouled out her first time. First pitch is bunted, and it fouled off, and it came down and hit Riley Ballantyne, who is slow to get up. And she tells Kenny Marceau she's all right, and Patrick Murphy. And she's tough. She's a catcher. She'll be up. Watching the replay to see where this one got her. Oh, all right on the right shoulder. There is padding there, but direct shot like that's going to hurt. The 0-1, again squaring around the butt, is Norwood. She puts the bunt down. Marceau makes the stop in the throw, but Callie Hevlin does not catch it cleanly. Covering from second, and now the Raging Cajuns have runners on first and second with nobody out on what will be the second error of the game for Alabama. Mia Lascano steps in. She reached on Alabama's first error. Puts that bunt down. Marceau has it. Makes the throw. This time caught by Hevlin. The sacrifice does move both runners into scoring position with one away. But this is what the Raging Cajuns offense is built around. Small ball, moving the runners, creating chaos. Now they have two runners in scoring position with one out. Back to the top of the order, and Maddie Hayden. The first, Patrick Murphy comes out and talks to Maddie Abizishan. I believe the Crimson Tide is going to make a change in the circle. With this call to the bullpen, I remind you that Alabama softball is brought to you by Barkley GMC, the best place to buy a vehicle in Tuscaloosa, and proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Visit barkleygmc.com today. Barkley makes it easy. We'll take a timeout, come back, tell you about the new Alabama pitcher after this. Louisiana has runners on second and third with one out. In the fourth, we're tied up at 2 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Emily Winstead will give way in the circle to the new pitcher for the Crimson Tide, the right-handed senior from Dandridge, Tennessee, the transfer from Ole Miss, Caitlin Riley. Riley on the year with a 2.47 ERA and a 5-1 record. This is her 15th appearance. She's pitched 45 and a third innings, given up 49 hits, 23 runs, 16 earned. She walked 16, struck out 24. Opponents batting .278 against Riley on the year. She got the start yesterday against Iowa, went 2 2/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. First pitch to Maddie Hayden did not go around on the check swing. It's ball 1. She comes in now, runners on second and third with 1 out. And then the top of the fourth, tied up at 2. The 1-0. Hayden puts a bunt down on the squeeze. Marceau is unable to field it cleanly. And Louisiana takes a 3-2 lead. Allison Habits with a squeeze. Oh, I think they might have called her for being out of the box. Yep, so it is an out-of-the-box call, and Louisiana does not take the lead. Runners will have to go back. And it's a strike on Maddie Hayden. Emily Winstead went 3 1/3, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs. They were both unearned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts, 56 pitches and 37 strikes. The 1-1 is high, 2 balls and a strike. And Alabama gets a reprieve there. 2-1. Bunt is down, same play. Marceau will try to throw home this time, but not going to be in time, and this time the squeeze works. Just a perfectly placed bunt. Once again, by Hayden.
Left fielder number 29, Caleb Falterman.
They'll bring in White. Moves Norwood to third, so runners are on the corners with one out. For Caleb Falterman. First pitch is a called strike. They'll throw back down. Back just in time is Hayden. So Louisiana has a 3-2 lead here in the top of the fourth. Low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. One. That bunt is fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch. That's a ground ball to first. Dukeshire gloves it. Will tag the runner who stopped. Made a run to her to get the tag. Norwood stays at third. Hayden to second. There's now 2 away. Good fundamental play made by Dukeshire there. So 2 outs now. Runners on second and third for Cecilia Vasquez. Vasquez 1 for 2. Popped out in the first and had a 2 RBI single in the third. And Caitlin Riley calls timeout and asks Riley Valentine to come out and have a quick word. First pitch, low and away for ball 1. So you have the battery right now for Alabama of Caitlin Riley Valentine. One 0 outside, 2 balls and no strikes. And this is not an intentional walk, but Riley Valentine is setting up way outside in the full crouch. So Alabama has no interest in giving Vasquez anything to hit here. And Alabama will issue the non-intentional intentional walk here to load the bases with 2 outs for Lainey Crater. Crater's 0 for 1 with a pop out, or excuse me, with a ground out and a walk. First pitch. High chopper up the middle. Hawkins makes the stop and will tag the bag with the ball to get the out and retire the side as Hawkins and Hevlin came together. As Hawkins was ranging to her left, Hawkins and then Hevlin went over and covered the second base bag, but Hawkins didn't really have control of the ball enough to be able to make the toss, and she decided just to go and tag the bag with the ball itself and in the inning. For the Cajuns in the fourth, they do take the lead. They get 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 2 runners left on base. Excuse me, 3 runners left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 3-2 Louisiana here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. We head to the home half of the fourth inning. Louisiana with a 3-2 lead over Alabama. Due up for the Crimson Tide as they look to answer back here in the bottom of the fourth. It will be Marceau, Hawkins, and Valentine. 6, 7, 8. Against Tyra Clary back out for her fourth inning of work for the Ragin' Cajuns. So far, Clary has gone 3 innings, given up 5 hits, 2 runs, a bullpen earned, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. 49 pitches and 32 strikes thrown by Clary through 3. Louisiana with 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 7 runners left on. For Alabama, 2 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, 3 runners left on base. The final line for Emily Winstead, she goes 3 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Allison Habits doing her mid-game interview with Gray Robertson and Jenna Johnson. Bama, after the win earlier today, now 17-1 all-time on March 8th. Outscoring opponents 113-31 after knocking off Iowa earlier today by a final score of 5-1. First pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Kennedy Marceau. Marceau had an RBI single her first time up, was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double, ending the first inning. As that one comes in low, 2 balls and no strikes, which might end up being a big talking point in this game, depending on how the rest of the game goes, as Alabama had scored 2 in that first inning, and that ended the scoring for Alabama. That one's fouled off, 2-1. The Ragin' Cajuns have scored 3 unanswered, 2 in the third and 1 in the fourth. Alabama trying to answer back here in the bottom of the fourth. The 2-1 pitch, called strike, 2-2. The fourth inning is presented by Nukes. At Nukes, your food is always made to order in an open kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Visit them locally on University Boulevard or order online at nukes.com. Nukes is a proud supporter of Alabama softball. 2-2 pitch. Marceau fouls it away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Had an opportunity to see and talk to Allison Habits a little bit yesterday after the games, and we asked her how she handled the emotions of yesterday, and said at some point she just hit the circuit breaker, and it's a ground ball back up through for a base hit as Kennedy Marceau gets the leadoff single to start things off here in the fourth. But she said it was like the fuse just went out, and her emotions kind of had to shut down. It's the only way, because she had games to play. She couldn't be sitting there and just bawling her eyes out with her team wanting to know, all right, do I take this pitch or do I try to go after it? So, but she was thoroughly touched by everything that was happening yesterday as Salem Hawkins bunts his first pitch foul for strike 1. Hawkins 0 for 1. Grounded out back in the second. And we're just glad the Louisiana schedule that was already made for her when she got there as the new head coach this season had her coming back to Tuscaloosa. The 0-1, Hawkins puts this bunt down. It's fielded by the third baseman. The throw is going to be in time from Norwood to get the out at first, but Marceau does reach second on the sacrifice. And Alabama trying to play the game that Louisiana has been playing here today. Some execution on the small ball, putting runners in scoring position. For now, Riley Valentine. Valentine's 0 for 1. She grounded out her first time. Bama has back-to-back batters from Phoenix, Arizona. First pitch to Valentine. It's a ground ball to short. Stop made by Vasquez. The throw's in time. Marceau will take off and get to third ahead of the throw. And she waited until Vasquez was able to make the throw and took off, reached third on the ground out. So now 2 outs with a runner on third for the center fielder, Kristen White. K-Dub singled her first time back in the second. Bama down by 1 here in the bottom of the 4th, trying to answer back. First pitch is inside for ball 1. As we get later in the day, it's starting to cool off. The 1-0 is a called strike. 1-1. Patrick Murphy disagreed with that call. You can hear him talking to Marty Abazishan from here. 1-1, low and away, 2-1. Two-one pitch. That one is slapped to first. Rowe has it. The underhand throw is in time to Lascano covering from second to get Kristen White and in the inning. So Alabama gets a runner to third here in the 4th, but cannot convert. For the Crimson Tide in the 4th inning, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We played 4. It's 3-2 Louisiana here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Louisiana with a 3-2 lead over Alabama. Due up for the Ragin' Cajuns here in the 5th. It'll be Rowe, Arduin, and White. 5, 6, 7 against Caitlin Riley. Back out now for her first full inning of relief. The 5th inning is presented by Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa. Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is more than fast and more than signs. Request a free quote from Fast Signs for all your business visibility needs. Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide softball. Sam Rose steps in, and the first pitch is low for ball 1. Rose up for 1, grounded out in the 2nd, and walked in the 3rd. That's a one-hopper back to Riley. She makes the stop. The underhand throw gets Rowe for out number 1. Good job by Riley there. Would have been a tough play had it got past her for Callie Hevlin to make that stop, and there's one away. Right field in the hole, that brings up Aaron Audouin. First pitch is low for ball 1. 1 for 2 on the day. Singled in the 2nd, popped out in the 3rd. Junior from Moss Bluff, Louisiana, the transfer from McNeese. That pitch misses a little bit inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Wind has really picked up, and it is blowing in. This temperature is dropping a bit. The 2-0. Below 3 balls and no strikes. A called strike, 3-1. The 3-1 is high for ball 4, and Ardoin takes a walk. Here with 1 out. Cajuns have a runner now on first. for the catcher, Savannah White. White, 1 for 2, struck out in the second, reached on an infield single and scored in the fourth. Originally called out and was overturned on replay review. And there's a fly ball to left center field, ranging over in the gap and making the catch is Vandergriff for out number 2.
Third baseman number 11, Mia Norwood.
So now 2 outs with the runner on first for Mia Norwood. Norwood's 0 for 2. A foul out in the third and reached on an error in the fourth. Fouled away for strike 1. Unfortunately, both of the Alabama errors have been costly. One in the fourth. Was the second of a back-to-back. And the one in the third, as that one came in high, 1 ball, 1 strike, resulted in 2 unearned runs, eventually scoring in that inning. The 1-1 pitch, low and away, 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1, called strike. At the knees on the outside edge, 2-2. Hit and run, and that one's fouled away. We'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two to Norwood. High chopper up the middle. Evelyn has it on the second in between hop. Makes the throw in time for out number 3 to retire the side as Callie Hevlin makes a tough play look easy on that charge in. Got it on the in-between hop, made the throw to end the inning and keep the Ragin' Cajun off the board here in the 5th. No runs on no hits. There was 1 error and 1 left. We stretch in Tuscaloosa. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 3-2 Ragin' Cajuns here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. We've stretched in Tuscaloosa, Louisiana with a 3-2 lead over the Crimson Tide. The 5th inning is presented by Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa. Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is more than fast and more than signs. Request a free quote from Fast Signs for all your business visibility needs. Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide softball. Top of the order due up for Alabama here in the 5th. Vandergriff, Pruitt, and Dukeshire. 3rd time through to take on Tyra Clary. His first pitch will be her 63rd of the game, and it's in there for a called strike. Audrey Vandergriff is 0 for 1, walked and scored in the first, had a fly out in the second. The 0-1 is in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Griff swings and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 0-2, Vandegrift swings and misses at strike 3. As Clary came inside on back-to-back pitches, and Vandegrift couldn't catch up with either one. And there's one away here in the 5th inning. And that will bring up the right fielder, Larissa Pruitt. Pruitt's 0 for 2 with a line out and a ground out. First pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Over at the Joe, Alabama with a 9-0 lead over Presbyterian. They're in the bottom of the 3rd. Bama baseball. The 0-1 is low and in, 1-1. Florida now with a 4-2 lead over Texas A&M. The Aggies answered Florida's 4 with 2 of their own in the home half of the 1st. That's where they stand right now as they play in the 3rd. Pruitt, line drive to right, but that is going to be caught by Ardoin for out number 2. Hit that one right on the screws, but unfortunately right at the right fielder. So with 2 outs, nobody on, that will bring up Abby Dukeshire. She's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts here today. First pitch is a touch outside for ball 1. Is a called strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Dukeshire pops this one up on the infield. Right-hand side, the catch is made by Lascano for out number 3, and Alabama goes down in order here in the 5th inning, and they just have not been able since that 1st inning to do a whole lot against Clary. For the Tide here in the 5th, no runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left. We played 5. It's 3-2 Louisiana here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Three-2 Louisiana as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Lascano, Hayden, and Falterman due up for the Raging Cajuns here. 9-1-2 against Caitlin Riley in the circle. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 8 left for Louisiana. For Alabama, 2 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors, 4 runners left on base. Mia Lascano to lead things off. She's 0 for 1, reached on an error and scored in the 3rd, sacrifice bunt in the 4th. First pitch is inside for ball 1. Grounded foul, 1-1. This broadcast brought to you by the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app. Keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app, presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play. The 1-0. Moscano had squared around a bunt, pulled it back, 2-1. Is a liner to right, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Not hard hit, but well placed, and the leadoff single by the 9-hole hitter, leading things off here in the 6th. Back to top of the order, Maddie Hayden. Hayden 2 for 3 on the day. A ground out in the first, single and scored in the third, RBI single in the fourth. First pitch. That bunt is down. Dukeshire bare hands it and makes the throw just in time to get Hayden at first. Runner does move to second on the sacrifice, and there's one gone.
Left fielder number 29, Caleb.
Pretty well placed bunt, but just hit a little bit too hard. Dukeshire was able to get there with the bare hand and make the throw. Caleb Falterman steps in, and oh, that ball takes a evil hop on Callie Hevlin, and coming in to score is going to be Lascano, and Falterman is safe at second. There was a high chopper on the right-hand side, and it bounced up and caught Callie Hevlin on the shoulder. And it's now 4-2 Louisiana on the third error of the ball game for Alabama. So that will be no RBI for Falterman as she stands on second. Lascano scoring on the error. And Patrick Murphy is coming out, and he's going to make another change in the circle. We'll keep it here, but Alabama now certainly in danger of having their 13-game win streak snapped as Louisiana has added a run here in the 6th to take a 4-2 lead. And Caitlin Riley is going to be replaced in the circle by Ailey Johnson. Johnson making her second appearance of the day. In game 1 against Iowa, Johnson came in, pitched an inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout as she threw 12 pitches and 7 strikes. So she'll come in to replace Caitlin Riley. Riley went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, which was unearned, 2 walks, and no strikeouts. She is responsible for the runner on second. And that run that scored can become earned depending on what else happens here the rest of this inning. But now it's going to be up to Ailey Johnson to try to keep the Cajuns with just this 2-run lead and give the Alabama offense an opportunity to try to answer back and come back in this ball game. Johnson on the year has a 3.13 ERA. She's pitched 15 2/3 innings with a 1-0 record and 1 save. She's given up 13 hits, 9 runs, 7 earned, 7 walks, and 18 strikeouts. After struggling the first couple of weeks, has really come back on since and has been a reliable arm out of the pen for Patrick Murphy. As that first pitch to Cecilia Vasquez is in there for a called strike. Unfortunately, she steps in right now with a runner on second and 1 out. It's the most dangerous batter in the Louisiana lineup as that pitch misses a bit outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Vasquez, who is 1 for 2, popped out in the first, and a 2 RBI single in the third, and walked in the fourth. The 1-1 drops in low, 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 comes in a bit high, 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1 high for ball 4. So Johnson comes out of the bullpen and issues a walk now to put runners on first and second with 1 out. That's the 5th walk of the game issued by Alabama pitching. And Alabama has committed 3 errors as well, so they have left the door wide open for Louisiana in this matchup as that pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Crater is 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs and a walk. The 0-1. Ground ball to second. Hevlin will make the stop. Going down to her knees, makes the throw. Let's get the out at first. Runners move into scoring position, but there's now 2 away.
First baseman number 18, Sam Rowe.
That will bring up Sam Rowe. Rowe's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs and a walk. First pitch is fouled away for strike 1. Mentioned Rowe, transfer from Florida, a senior from Destin. The 0-1. Bit outside, 1-1. That came in low, 2-1. Hammond is trying to find this 3rd out. Give themselves an opportunity to come in and hit in the bottom of the 6th inning. They trail 4-2. 2-1. Ground ball on 2 hops to short. Hawkins is there. The throw is in time for out number 3 to retire the side. And that'll do it for Louisiana here in the 6th. But the Raging Cajuns do take more of a lead as they score 1 run. On 1 hit, there was 1 error and 2 left. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning, 4-2 Louisiana here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. We head to the home half of the 6th inning. Alabama trailing Louisiana by a score of 4-2. 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and 10 left for Louisiana. 2 runs on 6 hits, 3 errors, and 4 left for Alabama. Bama pitching has done a good job to minimize damage at times, stranding 10 Raging Cajun runners, but those 3 errors really sticking out right now for Alabama here in this game. Is out of the 4 runs scored by Louisiana in this game, only 1 has been earned. But Alabama has a good part of the lineup coming up here in the 6th to try to get something going. Papillo, Hevlin, and Marceau. 4-5-6. Tyra Clary back out for her 6th inning of work. First pitch to Lex Papillo comes in, and that hits her. So Papillo heads down to first on the hit by pitch. And just like that, Alabama will bring the tying run to the plate. With Callie Hevlin stepping in. Hevlin is 1 for 2, singled in the first and grounded out in the 3rd. First pitch, called strike. A little too far outside this time, 1-1. Papillo and Hevlin entered today's game tied at 22 for the team lead at RBI. So Papillo got a RBI single in the first, so Callie Hevlin look to tie things up or maybe take the lead back here as that pitch is outside. 2 balls and a strike. Two one bounces in. Papillo thought about going, and they'll throw down to first, but she's back. Ball bounced away from Rowe anyway. She kept it in front. Count moves to 3-1 now on Hevlin. White did a good job to keep that one from getting past her. Three-one. Hevlin waves and misses. And the count is full, 3-2. Now the 3-2. Hevlin swings and misses at strike 3. And Clary gets the strikeout, first of the game, or first of the inning, I should say. Second of the game for Clary. So a runner on first, 1 out for Kennedy Marceau. 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and an RBI. First pitch, low and away, 4-1. Marceau with a ground ball to short. They'll throw to second for 1, and Louisiana is able to turn the double play. And the leadoff hit by pitch does not help the Crimson Tide here in the 6th. For the Tide in the 6th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We've played 6, and it is 4-2 Louisiana. Here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Seventh inning, Louisiana with a 4-2 lead over Alabama. Due up for the Raging Cajuns here in the 7th are Dawn, White, and Norwood. 6, 7, 8. Ailey Johnson back out now for her first full inning of relief. She came in last inning, replacing Caitlin Riley. She'll be tasked with keeping the Cajuns where they are and give the Alabama offense an opportunity in the home half of the 7th. Erin Arduin will lead things off. She's 1 for 2. Singled in the 2nd, popped out in the 3rd, and walked in the 5th. First pitch is a called strike. That bunt is down. Marceau makes the stop in the throw, and it is in time. Let's get Ardoin at first. And Lacey Prejean at first is telling Allison Habits Now, we may want to challenge this one. Louisiana does have one challenge remaining, and we're also at the point of the game where the umpires can call for the challenge themselves. First base umpire, Aaron Golden, said the runner was out. And I think the other thing that Lacey Prejean's saying that Abby Duksher's foot might have come off the bag anyway. We'll see what the final decision is, and no, they are not going to challenge.
Batter was out of the box on contact. Alabama has chosen to take the result of the play, which is an out at first base.
Well, there you go. So she was out of the box anyway, so it would have been a foul ball had
Catcher number 10, Savannah White.
it been overturned. So instead, they just took the out. And one out now. Savannah White to the plate. And the first pitch to her is inside for ball one. And yeah, she was very out of the box. So look at the replay. She put her entire foot in front of the plate when she made contact there. 1-1 strike now on Savannah White. White is 1 for 3, single and scored back in the fourth. Called strike, 1-2 strikes now on White. White, the Campbell transfer. 1-2, ground ball to short, and that one eats up Hawkins, and that's going to be the fourth error of the ball game. Alabama's defense all weekend long had been just short of stellar, but here in game number 4 of the spring break showdown, 4 errors. The first pitch to Mia Norwood is in there for a called strike, and it's tough to beat anybody. When you give 25, 26 outs in a game. That one is fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes now on Norwood. She's 0 for 3, reached on error in the fourth. Freshman from Stonewall, Louisiana is Norwood. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The ball gets away from Valentine on the changeup. Runner will take second on the wild pitch, but Norwood is out at first. First base occupied at the pitch, so she can't advance to first. So 2 out now for Mia Liscano. Liscano is 1 for 2, reached on error in the third and scored, sacrifice bunt in the fourth, and single and scored in the sixth. That one's fouled away. 1-1 strike. Liscano, a sophomore from Austin, Texas, followed Lacey Prejean from Northwestern State. Prejean, a head coach at Northwestern for 1 year before coming to be an assistant for Allison Habits at Louisiana. That one's popped up. Foul ground, third base side. Kennedy Marceau sticks with it. She'll make the catch for out number 3 to retire the side. For Alabama, or excuse me, for Louisiana, here in the top of the 7th inning, no runs, no hits. There was 1 error and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. The last chance for the Crimson Tide is 4-2 Ragin' Cajuns here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. We head, we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, the last chance for Alabama as Louisiana has a 4-2 lead over the Crimson Tide. It's bottom of the order due up for Alabama here. Hawkins, Valentine, and White. Tyra Clary looking to try to go complete, but it's going to be a pinch hitter for the Crimson Tide to start things off. Brooke Elistad will be the hitter. Elistad batting .368 on the year, 25 of 68 with 11 runs scored, 20 runs driven in. She's got 2 doubles, a triple, and 4 home runs. She'll look to start things off here, batting for Salem Hawkins. It's Tyra Clary, who has definitely pitched a well of a game as the first pitch is low and away for ball 1. That was just her 82nd pitch of the game, starting off the 7th inning. Elistad with a fly ball to left, but there to make the catch is Falderman for out number 1. So 1 out now for Maddie Hubbard. Hubbard will pinch hit here for Riley Valentine, who is 0 for 2. Hubbard batting .333 on the year, 8 of 24, 6 runs scored, 8 runs driven in with a triple. Takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Hubbard was 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter against Iowa yesterday. First, that pitch is low, 2 balls and no strikes. Alabama needs a base runner to get the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-0, pulls back the bunt. It comes in high, 3 balls and no strikes. That pitch is in there for a strike as Hubbard pulled back the bunt. .3-1 is low for ball 4, and Alabama will bring the tying run to the plate here in the 7th. As Hubbard draws the walk. That will bring up Kristen White. White is 1 for 2, singled back in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th. First pitch, nice bunt is down, the bare hand, the throw is in time to get White at first. Norwood charged in, barehanded, made the throw. And Alabama trying to decide whether or not to challenge, and I think they are.
Alabama's challenging the rule at first base without.
Play is under further review, and this replay review brought to you by the Weekend Warm-Up. If you love behind-the-scenes stories from Coach Murphy, you won't want to miss Weekend Warm-Up on select Fridays this season. Inspired by Nick at Noon, this softball edition at Baumhauer's Victory Grill features a lunch buffet, Alabama softball bingo, a panel with Team 29 players and alumni, and unforgettable insight from Coach Murphy. Check out Alabama softball's social media pages for more details. It is an incredibly close play at first. Looking at the replay. And a reminder that the call on the field is out. Maybe one where it's close, so close you're going to stand with the call originally made. But as we look, yeah, the ball is in Rowe's glove, and Kristen White not quite at the bag yet, so I think this is going to stand.
After review, the ruling is upheld. Runners out at first base as Alabama's first challenging game.
So a tremendous play defensively there by Norwood, being able to barehand that one and make a good throw to get White. So there's now 2 outs with a runner on second, and the last chance for the Crimson Tide is Audrey Vandegrift, who is 0 for 2 on the day, walked and scored back in the first. Alabama scored 2 in the first and nothing since. First pitch to Vandegrift, hits the outside corner for a called strike. The 0-1. Vandegrift pulls back the bunt. It's low, 1 ball, 1 strike. You have Maddie Hubbard on second. But the runner that matters the most is the one at the plate right now. Bama down 2. The 1-1. Vandegrift takes it a little outside. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-1 pitch. Vandegrift takes it low. 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1 is high for ball 4, and Audrey Vandegrift draws the walk. Runners now on first and second, 2 out for Larissa Pruitt. Pruitt is 0 for 3. A line out, a ground out, and a fly out. And she is due. First pitch is a called strike. Pruitt has 2 career home runs. One of those was a walk-off at Missouri her freshman year. The 0-1 outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 is a liner up the middle. That's down for a base hit. Hubbard will stay at third as Pruitt gets the single to load the bases. Here with 2 outs for Abby Dukeshire. Duke 0 for 3 today after being the hottest batter in the Alabama lineup for the last couple of weeks. So an opportunity here with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Bama trailing by 2 for the junior from Kindred, North Dakota. And Allison Habits is going to come out and talk with Tyra Clary here. Clary, the senior from Reno, Nevada, the transfer from Nevada, making today her 5th start of the year, her 6th overall appearance. Has pitched outstanding after giving up the 2 runs in the first inning. But now the Crimson Tide has loaded the bases with 2 outs here in the 7th for Abby Dukeshire. Allison Habits talking to the entire Ragin' Cajun infield, along with Clary. There is action in the Louisiana bullpen. Bethany Noble, who went complete in a loss against Alabama yesterday, is warming up, but looks like Coach Alley is going to stick with Clary here. Abby Dukeshire steps in, and here comes the first pitch. Fouled off on a check swing for strike 1. Dukeshire on the season, overall batting .404. .421 with runners in scoring position. Looking for her first hit with the bases loaded on the year. Goes too far around on the check swing once again. No balls and 2 strikes. And Alabama now down to their final strike. Duke's been fooled by the first 2 pitches thrown by Clary. The 0-2. Duke fouls this one away. Trying to get back on time. Do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. Another 0-2. That's a ground ball to third, and it eats up the third baseman. The throw is not in time. Duke reaches on the first error of the ball game by Louisiana. Monty Hubbard scores, and it's now 4-3. Bases remain loaded for Lex Papillo, and Louisiana is going to challenge this one. It was a close play at first, but I thought Duke beat it out. And they're going to go under further review. And remember, the call in the field is safe. So if we don't have definitive proof, it's going to stick with the safe call. But we're waiting to see a replay here. Find out if Abby Dukeshire beat it out or not. Caleb Rowe talking to Abby Dukeshire. He says, I think you're safe. Here we go. Here's the call, the replay. Abby Dukeshire beat it out. It's going to be safe. So Abby Dukeshire takes advantage of the first error of the ball game by Louisiana. Alabama's committed 4 of them. But the bases remain loaded with 2 outs for Lex Papillo. Kinley Pate will come out to run for Abby Dukeshire. But now you have the tying run at third and the winning run at second with Lex Papillo, who's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles, a run scored, an RBI, and a hit by pitch. First pitch to Papillo. Outside for ball 1. Low and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Clary now with the pitch count up over 100. The 2-0. Called strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Papillo fouls it away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with the bases loaded, and Alabama once again down to their final strike. Two. Papillo with a 1-hopper back to the pitcher. Clary has it. She'll throw to first and get the out and end the game. Alabama loads the bases here in the bottom of the 7th, gets a run in, but can't come all the way back. Your final score, Louisiana 4, Alabama 3. The Tide here in the 7th gets 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 3 runners left on base. With the win, Louisiana improves to 13-9. They get their first true road game victory of the year, and they move their winning streak to 2 in a row. Alabama falls to 19-7. They're 12-2 now here at the Rhodes House, and that snaps a 13-game winning streak for the Crimson Tide. Alabama finishes off the spring break showdown at 3-1. Louisiana 2-2 here this weekend in Tuscaloosa. The winning pitcher is Tyra Clary as she gets the complete game victory. She's now 3-2. Emily Winstead takes the loss, her first of the season. She's now 6-1. Louisiana 4 runs on 6 hits, an error, and 11 left. Alabama 3 runs on 7 hits, 4 errors, 7 runners left on base. We'll take a timeout, come back with the Alabama softball postgame report right after this here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.